In 1998, Bank of Uganda took over International Credit Bank and later Greenland Bank in 1999, citing poor liquidity. However, officials and shareholders of the dissolved banks have accused Bank of Uganda of acting with malice, dishonesty and ill intent. They made their claims while appearing before the Parliamentary Committee of Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises COSASE that is investigating the closure of 7 banks between 1998 and 2016. Former Managing Director of International Credit Bank, Patrick Kato, whose father, Thomas Kato, owned the bank, claimed that the bank had a frosty relationship with Bank of Uganda from the time it was established.
Actually, the theatrics in the central bank was that the chairman of ICB was named the man who came in through the roof.
Kato explained that even when the bank ran into financial problems due to some bad loans and investments, Bank of Uganda rejected their request for a 3 billion shilling loan to raise the bank liquidity. He said the central bank instead chose to close ICB even when their financial situation was manageable.
Some ill-intentioned staff in BOU with personal interests mismanaged this process, resulting in loss of employment, taxes and collateral damage to the shareholders.
Kato says the liquidation process also left a number of questions because proceeds from the sale of ICB assets were not properly accounted for.
BOU provided all the inventory reports except that of ICB. I've put that in bold, except that of ICB.
Kato also queried the Auditor General's report indicating that the ICB gross portfolio of over 18 billion shillings remained constant before and after the liquidation, implying that the bank did not cover any loans. Kato asked for a fresh audit into ICB liquidation to establish whether Bank of Uganda followed the law. And if it's found that the law was violated, he wants compensation and restoration of the bank. Shareholders and officials of the defunct Greenland Bank also criticized Bank of Uganda for what they claimed was the slow liquidation process of the banks closed over 20 years ago.
Mr. Chairman, we suspect the snail speedy liquidation process is meant to ensure that all shareholders waste away through death, and indeed a number of us have passed on.
Nsubga claimed that the Greenland Bank liquidation process was riddled with controversy, so much so that to this day they don't know who bought the bank's assets. To make things worse, even other business entities registered under Greenland Bank Limited were sold off as well.
Appendix 9, Mr. Chairman, is clear to that in this document. In Uganda, in Tanzania, in Zanzibar, and in Kenya.
Nsubga also claimed that the figures in the Auditor General's report did not match the bank's assets, which stood at 147 billion shillings. Some MPs on the committee seemed convinced the Bank of Uganda was high-handed in closing the banks.
When Bank of Uganda comes, it should be prepared to tell us who is this most powerful in Uganda.
Committee Chairperson Lugweri MP Abdu Katuntu said the committee will have an exit meeting with Bank of Uganda officials on Friday to respond to their claims.
You may leave at leisure.
Joyce Nakato, NTV Tonight.
They decide to leave now. The choice